Hi guys, Pimple Sage Ball here, and today I am going to be simulating what would happen if a lot of bird species fought in a really big battle. Um, and then this is and then um, and then this is a series I'm doing called Animal Boxing Ring, but um. Okay. So, um, so, um, so if you're, if you didn't look at the playlist on here, about it, it says this is a series created to answer a question I've had since summer 2025. If every animal species to ever exist were suddenly teleported to the modern day and fought to the death, which species would come out on top? I personally describe the series as D&D, but for animals, and instead of working together to achieve a common goal, they're fighting to the death. Also, by the end of the series, I will put all of the first, second, and third place against each other to answer the question stated above. And then I made this new wheel here with all of the previous winners. So, here's the the first place winners, and the second place, and the third place. And then uh, then uh, and then if you're new to the series, so basically, what I do is uh, let me uh, let me actually open the document here. Uh, and then also you might hear my budgie in the background. That's about it. It yeah, it takes a lot of load. Just be patient. It'll load eventually. Okay, you know what? While it's loading, I think I'll just explain the rest of it. Um, so you go there, you go there, uh, and you go there. Okay. Um, okay. So how do I do this? Um, so okay, and then there we go. Uh, Sorry if the stream's a bit boring to you. There we go. Okay. So anyway, can I not use my scroll wheel here? Well, yeah. Okay. You know what? This isn't really working. What? Where the hell is it? There we go. There we go. Whatever. So now that, yep, the scroll wheel works on here now. Okay, anyway, so, uh, so I have this bracket thing here, and, uh, and it works basically the same way as it would in, boxing. So basically, so, so these two would fight, and then the winner would be put here, and then the winner would be fighting this one, and the winner gets put here, and so on until we have one winner. But um, but what's different from boxing, uh, let me actually, there we go. Okay. And then, what's different from boxing is that, um, is that the the top three winners of, you know what, I think it would probably be better if I just read this one. There we go. Okay, but anyway, the top three winners um, get to basically level up in a way similar to D&D. So, and then and then it's based on their taxonomic thing. So mammals get all that, birds, reptiles, amphibians, fish, mollusks, arthropods, and other stuff. Just to, like, okay. Anyway, and then and then and then here's what each of these abbreviations mean. Um, okay. And then um, so um um, and then the way that they fight is I just spin a wheel. So this one is if the fight is on land or water, and then uh, and then I add the modifier to the stat they're using, which is determined by this wheel, and then this one is basically weighted about for who would probably win. So I mean according to the stats and the modifiers, and then uh and then I also put some some more uh some more um some more like pictures of members of the species that I know, like not personally or anything, obviously, but for the and um and uh and they're my pets. It's just I wanted to add them because I thought they were cool. Okay, anyway, so for the African gray parrot, I um I I put a picture of Apollo the parrot, and he's on YouTube, and this is his profile picture. And then all the way at the bottom here, I put a plushie of Flapjack from the Owl House for a cardinal, because he's one of my favorite characters in that show. But yeah, uh, I should probably get started though. So yeah, that's a uh that's enough yapping from me. Uh, let's get into the fights. So first up, we have Vegavis II versus the Moa. Okay. Um. Okay. You know what? I don't think I want the chat there. So Vegavis II versus the Moa. Where is it taking place? Land. Okay. Uh. Shut up. Okay. So I have to go all the way up here because they. So Okay, here they are. Uh, what are they? What are they using? Strength. Yeah, yeah. They're probably not going to do very well. Oh, it's actually 60 plus 20, 80. Dang, not what I expected. Okay. Now what's the Moa using? Their speed. I don't think they were very fast birds, but I don't really know much about them, so I'll just go with the stats. Uh, Speed 100, and it's on land. So that's plus 50. So that's 150. I think that's the highest total like ever. And you know what? Let's put some music on. Okay. Okay, Moa. Moa wins. So select that. I wonder why orange like wins a lot more than red, like for this. Despite it being like up to like random chance, like which one goes where. Cause like I just spin a wheel to decide who goes where on this thing. Okay, anyway, Budgie versus Turkey Vulture. Okay, where is it taking place at? On land. Okay. So okay, so what's the Budgie using? Intelligence. That's a pretty smart move because they're very smart birds. So I gotta go all the way up here. 70 plus 20 for a total of 90. And what's the Turkey Vulture using? Speed. Okay. Uh, I'm not sure if they're fast or not, but they probably are. But I'm not entirely sure. Okay, Turkey Vulture. Oh, 25. So 50 total. Budgie's surprisingly yeah, Budgie wins somehow. How? How? And somehow Yellow won again. I don't know how they keep managing to win. Okay, Canada Goose versus Chicken. So where's the battle taking place at? In the water. Okay. So I think the goose actually has the advantage here. Yeah, water plus 20. Okay. What's the goose using? Intelligence. Okay. I have an intelligence of 70 plus 20 for a total of 90, so it stays the same as the budgie. Okay, and what's the chicken using? Also intelligence. I think chickens are also pretty smart. But I think it should be fairly even. 70, no, it's not even at all. Minus 30, so that is 40. So the goose wins. Okay. Okay. Yeah, lots of the same ones keep, like, lots of the same colors keep winning over and over. It's real weird. Okay, Dodo versus Terror Bird. Dodo versus Terror Bird. And then, uh, and then the Dodo actually has a lot better stats than most people would think. Yeah, solid 60s across the board, plus 0 for water, plus 40 for land. So the Dodo actually has pretty good stats here. So land. So I'm going to see what the Dodo's going to use, even though it doesn't really matter, because it's going to be the same anyway. But we'll see what it's using. Speed. Okay. So that's 100. I think it's going to be that no matter what it got. And what's the Terror Bird using? Oh, so speed. Okay. I think Terror Birds are actually, actually pretty fast. No, they weren't. 30, but plus 50 though, for a total of 80. Dodo wins. Okay. Okay. I think this one's a different win this time. Uh, Emperor Penguin versus Peregrine Falcon. Uh, Ignore the I there, the I after the R here. Uh, I did fix it in the document. Um, yeah. Anyway, Emperor Penguin versus Peregrine Falcon. Okay. I I think that where the battle takes place could actually really heavily sway the 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 battle. So I think the penguin's actually probably gonna win here because it rolled water. So okay, it's not uh it's not as good as I thought that it was gonna be, but whatever. Uh, Intelligence. Okay, for the penguin. 65 plus 20 is, I think that's 85. And then what's the falcon gonna use? Strength. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely over for the penguin. Here it is. Uh, Strength? Yeah, it was strength. Um, 80, but mine is 50 though. 30. Okay. We got a lot of surprising winners again this time. A lot of surprising winners again this time. I think it might actually be because of luck for them. Just kind of like, just kind of like dumb luck for them. Crow versus Crane. And then, uh, and then I did put some bird species that I see over here, like that I personally saw, like once or like sometimes on occasion, like the bald eagle. I already mentioned in a YouTube post. I saw it one time in person. The mallard duck and the Canada goose. I see those sometimes. I see turkeys sometimes. I saw a crane that looked roughly like this once. I see crows sometimes. Either that or ravens, because they look pretty similar. And then I don't think I've seen anything else, but I do get ospreys around here. I haven't really seen one though. Okay. Anyway. So. Where's the battle taking place? Right, and also I did give a few things water buffs. So it's taking place on land, but for example, the turkey vulture before it would have been uh negative 25 because your lowest stat's 25 for water and for speed, but for water it would have been negative 25 because their lowest base stat is 25 for speed. But but uh, I went ahead and added 5 to their uh, water stat for a total of negative 20, just to give them a little bit of a chance. Just not much of a chance, but just to give them a little bit of a chance. But anyway, what's the crow gonna use? Speed. Okay, I don't think crows are very fast. No, they have a speed of 50, but it's on land, so that's plus 20 for a total of 70. And what's the crane gonna use? Speed. Okay. I'm not sure if cranes are very fast. That their speed is 50. Land plus 25. So that's a total of 75. So it's very even here, and the crane has a very slight edge here. And they do win. The crane wins. Kiwi versus Blue Jay. So where's the battle taking place? It's taking place at it's taking place on land. Okay. It's the Kiwi using. Strength. Okay. Okay. So they have a strength of 80. Dang. Pretty strong for, I think, the smallest bird on Earth. Uh, Strength, and it's on land, so plus 25. Jeez. Okay, so 80 plus 25. 105. Dang. I think the only way that the Blue Jay has a chance of like the edge is intelligence or strength, because they're very smart, very songbirds, and they do get strength. Yeah, I think intelligence definitely would have given them the edge here. They have a strength of 70 plus 25. 70 plus 25. 95. Okay. So I think intelligence would have been the only thing that could have given them the edge here. But they got a 95 for strength. So yeah, Blue Jay wins. That's kind of what I was expecting. Even though the Kiwi does have slightly better stats, but whatever. Osprey versus Cockatoo. Yeah, it does have that in the name, but I'm saying it. Uh, so I think. Yeah. Anyway, where's the battle taking place? Taking place on land. Okay. Okay. Osprey versus Cockatoo. Okay. Osprey versus Cockatoo. And then I'm not sure about this, so I'm gonna look it up. But are uh, are uh, cockatiels also called cockatoos? Yes. Okay. 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 So I think we got land this time, but I'm gonna roll again just because I don't know. Land. Okay. Okay. So what is the osprey? Then I think the osprey has both positive water and land stats. So strength. Okay. The osprey is using their strength. Uh, they have they have a strength of 90, and they have land stat of plus 30. So 90 plus 30, I think that's 120. Yeah, it's 120. Okay. 120. And then uh and then um but if I had to bet, I would say that the bald eagle is probably gonna win. And then and then I was not intending to give them these OP stats, but uh but in the wild they probably would actually have these OP stats, cause like I said in the YouTube post, they can use tools and have been known to. They have 1,000 psi grip force. Uh, they can go like 100 miles an hour. They can fish, which is why they have a positive water stat. And then, due to their OP stats, they have plus 50 for land. So that's why I think the bald eagle's probably gonna win this, but we'll see. Uh, okay, so anyway, the ospreys using their strength, and I might have already added up. Uh, 90 plus. Yeah, I already did. Okay. And then what's the cockatoo using? Intelligence. That's actually a pretty smart move because I have really high intelligence and really smart birds. 97 for intelligence plus 35. 132. Okay, so cockatoo has a slight edge here, but osprey wins. Okay, so the osprey wins this. Okay, I mean that's what I expected, but whatever. Okay, swan versus scarlet macaw. And then Minecraft red parrot. This one is meant to be a scarlet macaw. This one was actually still is, but it's my it's my favorite parrot in Minecraft because of the wings and the tail, just because of how many colors it has, and and because of the wings and the tail, I used to call it the rainbow parrot because it has more parrots than parrots. It has more colors than any other parrot in the game. Uh, I think he's just sleeping. I th- yeah, he's just sleeping. Okay. Anyway, uh, so where's the battle taking place at? On land. Okay. And then what's the swan using? But yeah, some of the birds do actually have most of the birds actually have pretty good stats. The swan is using their intelligence. And it's taking place on land. I think swans are actually pretty smart birds. Yeah, they're very smart actually. They have an intelligence stat of 80 plus 10. Okay, wrong thing. Wait, okay, never mind. I don't get a calculator. It's just 90. I don't know why I tried to open the calculator. What's the Scarlet Macaw using? There's speed. Okay? The Scarlet Macaw is using their speed. That's the only stat that's not 95, but plus 40, so that's a total of 80. The Scarlet Macaw got really unlucky just there, because because they had a better chance of getting their 95 than their 40 in this in the Swan wins. Okay. Okay. Bald eagle versus macaroni penguin. Okay, here it is. Bald eagle versus macaroni penguin. Okay. So, where is it taking place? Okay. It's taking place in the water, actually. Um, so, the eagle has a plus 20 water, while the penguin has... Where's the penguin? Um, Here it is. They also have a plus 20, but they don't really have like any stats that are as good or better as the eagle. So I think the eagle might win, but we'll see. So first, what's the eagle using? Speed. Okay, using their speed. So they have a speed of 100 plus 20 is 120. Okay, the penguin is using their strength. Okay, um, and strength of 50 plus 20 for a total of yeah of 70. Wait, um, yeah, okay. Those are the stats that I intended on using. Okay. So bald eagle wins, which yeah, I definitely expected that. Pelican versus African gray parrot. Okay. Not parrot. Pelican versus. I'll just put African gray here. Where's the battle taking place at? In the water. Interesting. So I think the Pelican actually has the better shot at winning here. Um, that's the Carnivorans. The Pelican is right here. And that makes sense that they're in the red. So that means that. So red means that they're the ones starting the battle. Or they're on the left, basically. But they're starting the battle if they're red. And, and they're defending themselves if they're blue on the wheel. Just thought I should let you guys know that. But here's their strength. 70 plus 20 for a total of 90. What's the African gray parrot using? They're using their speed. I don't think they're very fast animals. I think they have a relatively low speed score. Um, they are. I think they're up here. Yeah, they are. Yeah, their speed is their lowest stat, which only gets worse with the water. And and uh and yeah, most birds have a really bad water stat. So the parrot's screwed here. 5 for the African gray. Yeah, oh, that's unfortunate for the parrot. They got really unlucky there. Pelican wins. Oh god. But yeah, usually Uh, usually when I look at like a picture of a pelican online, I just start freaking out. So it's kind of scary for me that they won. Anyway, Turkey versus Ichthyornis. Okay. Turkey versus Ichthyornis. The Turkeys have fairly good stats, same with Ichthyornis. But I do. Oh, wrong wheel there. Okay. But I do see the place where the battle takes place to affect the results here. Okay, it's taking place on land, so I think Turkey might win here. So Turkey goes first. They start in red. Here they are. Uh, Strength. There's no strength. So land, yeah, land. 70 plus 15. I think that's 85. And then Ichthyornis is using their speed. Okay. Okay, yeah, their speed. Here they are. They have a speed of 70, land plus 0. So that's just 70. Ichthyornis wins. Okay. Okay. Next up we have uh Archaeopteryx versus the owl. Okay. Where is it taking place? I don't think either of them would do particularly well in water. So, yeah, it's taking place on land. Uh, so, Archaeopteryx rolls first. So, what are they using? Well, I'm rolling that. I'm gonna scroll up to the Archaeopteryx. Here they are. Strength. Strength of 40. It's on land. So plus 40 for a total of 80. And then what's the owl using? And then uh, and then their intelligence is actually their lowest stat, because owls are apparently pretty dumb for birds. But they're using their speed here. Here there. Speed of 50 plus 45, which is 95. So the owl does have the better chance of winning here. And they do win, which is exactly what I expected. So owl wins. Flamingo versus Raven. Okay. Where's the battle taking place? But I think the Raven has the better stats. But I'm not sure. But it's taking place on land, so I think that gives the Raven the edge here. So Raven. So they're using their intelligence. So that's That's a good move on them because they're extremely smart birds. Intelligence of 98 plus 30. So 98 plus 30 is that 100? Yeah, it's 128. Okay. Okay. What? My bad, I accidentally made the Raven go first. But now for the Flamingo, because I did it in the wrong order there. Strength. Okay. They have a strength of 50 plus 20. Yep. For a total of 70. So the Raven definitely does have the edge here. The Raven wins. That's kind of what I expected. Yeah. Raven wins. Okay. Emu versus mallard duck. So that's one of the birds that I've seen many times. Emu versus mallard. I'll just put mallard there. Land. So it's saying, ooh, yeah, it's like this. So emu is rolling first, and I think emus are pretty overpowered in this thing. Intelligence. Okay. I think they're pretty smart birds. So 85 plus 40. So 85 plus 40 is 125. What's the mallard using? They're using their intelligence. Okay? I think mallards are actually surprisingly smart. So, and 90, but it's on land here, so that's a plus 5 for a total of 95. So the emu does have the edge here. But the mallard somehow manages to win. um, so somehow, uh, somehow, um, somehow an animal that managed to take down an entire country, managed to lose to a duck. Somehow. Cardinal versus ostrich. Okay. Okay. So where is it taking place? I don't think either of them do particularly well in water. Land. Okay, that's very fortunate. Okay. So the cardinal goes first. So let's go down to them. Okay, and they're using their strength. I'm not sure if they're particularly strong. 70. So yeah, they definitely are. So 70 plus 30 for a total of 100. And for the ostrich, they're using their. I think if they use their speed, that would that that would put them at a pretty decent number. Speed. Yep. So, oh, well, I was completely wrong. I think their strength would have put them at a pretty decent number. So, I thought ostriches were pretty fast, but I guess not. But plus 10 for a total of 65. How? Dang. Oh no. Oh no, that sucks. That is unfortunate. Okay, anyway. Moa versus Budgie. I think if the Budgie wins this, they only have to win one more in order to, um, in order to, like, level up a little bit. Because, like, that would put them at least number 3. But they also have to beat a goose in order to do that, so they probably won't. So goose or dodo, whichever one. Anyway, Moa versus Budgie. Moa versus Budgie. Where is it taking place at? It's taking place on land. Yeah. So the Moa is the one who started the fight. So the Moa goes first. They have pretty broken stats here. I think they're comparable to the bald eagle, and I think they might actually be exactly the same. I think they're exactly the same as the bald eagle here. Intelligence, 95, um, plus 50, uh, 145. Uh, Let me just, Ormoa's smart. Okay, no. So I guess I just forgot to update it. So I'll just do it now then. Large, slow, flightless, and poorly defended. So I don't. Yeah. So 30. Uh, they don't really sound very strong. So that's gonna be 40. For speed, they were pretty slow. So I'll give them a 20. Water. Were they good swimmers? They were capable swimmers actually. Um, so that's probably actually gonna have to be a plus 20, yeah. And then I don't think they were particularly strong on land, so that's gonna have to be a minus 20. There we go. I updated Moa on camera, so that's basically how I do it. Anyway, so intelligence, that's 30. Uh, minus 20 for a total of 10. So yeah, good thing I fact checked that. good, good thing I fact checked that. Like a good thing that I noticed that they had exactly the the same amount, like exactly the same stats as the bald eagle, because they definitely would not have won here. But what's the Budgie using here? I think the Budgie actually has a very good chance of winning here. Strength, or yeah, strength. Yes, strength. So that puts their chances of winning down a little bit. Uh, but we'll say their strength stat. They might be pretty strong. We don't know. Uh, Strength 30 plus 20, 50. So, yeah, the Budgie is considerably better than the Moa in this fight. And yeah, the Budgie wins. Okay. Not what I expected, because the Moa was much larger than modern Budgies. But the Budgie won this. Okay, Canada Goose versus Dodo. Okay. Canada Goose versus Dodo. Okay. Uh, apparently the dodo has both positive stats. So I don't really think it. Oh, yeah, the dodo is most likely going to win here because I think the goose actually has the negative land stat. Um, so the goose gets to roll first. I don't know why I call like spinning a like wheel rolling. I don't know. Intelligence. But actually, oh, well, they have both positives. I thought they were negative last time, but whatever. They're very smart birds at intelligence of 70, but take place on land, which uses their lower stat, so that's 75. Yeah. And what's the dodo using? I think it's going to be the same either way again, but yeah, intelligence. Okay. I mean, most people would call that a bad move, but they were actually pretty intelligent birds. So, and all of their stats are pretty equal, so that's total of 100. So the dodo might actually pull it off again, but the goose wins. Okay, that's kind of what I expected to happen. Canada goose wins. Yes. 56. Uh, just just let me finish first. Okay. Um, Emperor Penguin versus wait no, Emperor Penguin versus Crane. Emperor Penguin versus Crane. Okay. So, okay. Here's the penguin, and then they have both positive stats actually. So, land. Okay. So it's taking place on land, but again they do have a positive land stat. So the penguin is going first. So what are they using? Their speed. They aren't very fast on land. Yeah, they have a speed of 10. That is unfortunate for the penguin, but we'll see who wins. Intelligence for the crane. I don't know very much about cranes, so I'm not sure if they're smart or not. The crane is... Oh, they're smart birds, actually. Plus 25 for land. So, cranes are also fairly broken. So, 85 plus 25. 85 plus 25. 110. So the emperor penguin is probably just gonna get whooped. They're they're, they're probably gonna lose pretty bad. They get they get absolutely folded by the crane there. That is unfortunate for the penguin. So the crane wins. So now it is Blue Jay versus Osprey. That actually sounds pretty good. Blue Jay Osprey. I like that combination of words. I think that sounds pretty nice. Okay. Water. It's taking place in water. So I don't think the J has any chance of, well, much of a chance of winning anyway. Okay. So the Blue Jay is going first. They're getting their intelligence, well, they're using their intelligence. Okay. Close to the bottom. They have an intelligence of 98. Minus 25 is 98 minus 25 is 73. Okay. The Osprey is using their speed. Osprey, which is at the top here, is using their speed. 80 plus 30. 80 plus 30 is 110, so that remains the same. So Osprey is most likely going to win here. Oh, and Blue Jay actually wins. Okay. Blue Jay wins. Yeah, Blue Jay. So, and I didn't plan this, but that's actually pretty fitting that 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 a Blue Jay got the color blue on my thing. So now it's at the bottom here. So that is Swan versus Bald Eagle. Swan is probably going to get absolutely folded here. So where's it taking place? In the water. It's taking place in the water. So, Swan versus Bald Eagle. Swan versus Bald Eagle. Okay. So a swan goes first. So they're using their. So they're using their speed. Yeah, speed. It almost said strength, whatever. It's same as in water. So they don't have a very high speed stat. So that's and then plus 10, so that's a total of 50. And then the bald eagle, no matter which one they win, I mean, uh, yeah, basically that. But no, yeah, no matter which one they use, they're most likely gonna win easily. That's speed. Okay, they've chosen to go. They've chosen to absolutely obliterate their opponent with speed this time. So 120. Dang. The Swan actually almost won here. But yeah, the bald eagle wins. Unfortunate for the Swan. Rest in peace, Swan, pretty much. Okay, Pelican versus Ichthyornis. Pelican versus Ichthyornis. So I think both birds have a positive water stat. So if it takes place in it, yeah, and it actually takes place in the water. But if it takes place in the water, I think it's actually going to be pretty even here. So Pelican is going first. They're using their intelligence. Okay. Um, that Pelican has an intelligence of 60 plus 20, total of 80. And then Ichthyornis, um, they're using their strength. Okay. Where did I just go up there? Ichthyornis is using their strength. So 60 plus 10 is 70. So Falcon has a slight edge here, but it does look pretty even. Oh god, the Pelicans won again. Oh god. Oh god. I hate Pelicans, man. Okay. Owl versus Raven. Okay. So Owl versus Raven. I don't think either species do particularly well in water. Owls especially. Um, okay. Usually when that happens, I do that. Okay, water. Oh god. Oh no. Yeah, I don't see this ending well, so. I mean, Owl is hosting, and they're surprisingly dumb. So, that make. Oh. Yeah, I don't think the Owl is winning this one. I do not think the Owl is winning here. So, at 40 minus 25. So, I'm not sure what that is. At 40 minus 25, 15. That's kind of what I thought it was. 15 versus a Raven. So it's the Raven using. They're using their intelligence. Good move on them because, again, they're very smart birds. 98 minus 35. 98 minus 35 is 63. So the owl is getting absolutely obliterated here, probably. Yep. Owl just got absolutely obliterated. So that round goes to Raven. Okay. And then Mallard Duck versus Cardinal. Did, did the Cardinal win here? Oh, whatever. I'll just keep it like that. So Mallard versus Cardinal. Okay. Um. Okay. So I think where it takes place could heavily influence the results. It's taking place underwater. So I think the Mallard has a pretty good chance of playing this one. The Mallard goes first. And they are using their... Oof. Unfortunate. They don't have a very high speed stat. Yeah, they have a speed of 40 plus 20, a total of 60. And then the Cardinal is using their... No, I'm almost done. So they're using their speed, and they're not particularly fast. Minus 25 for a total of 5. They almost won. The Cardinal almost won. but that round goes to the duck. Okay, now it's Budgie versus Canada Goose. I'll just put Goose here. Okay, where is it taking place? On land. Okay. I think the Budgie. Well, I don't know. The Budgie is using their speed. I don't think here. Let's go all the way up here. So the Budgie has a speed of 30 plus 20 for a total of 15. And then the Goose is using their strength. So um okay. So the Budgie, I mean, the Goose has strength of 75 plus 5 for a total of 80. So the Goose is probably gonna win here. Ooh. No, the Goose wins. That is unfortunate for the Budgie. And for me too, because I kind of wanted them to level up here, but it looks like the Goose is gonna level up. Okay. So now it is Crane versus Blue Jay. I know. So it's taking place in, well, in or on land. Okay. So, so Crane is going first. They're, they're using their speed. So that is total of 75. Yes, 75. Blue Jay is using their speed. Okay. So they have a speed of 30 plus 25. I think that's 55. Okay, so the Crane wins. Okay. So the Crane wins here. Okay. So next up, we have the Bald Eagle versus the Pelican. Which the Bald Eagles using to absolutely obliterate their opponent. Now, intelligence again. Okay. And it's taking place where? On land. Okay. Okay. So so their intelligence again. 95 plus 50 equals 95 plus 50 is 145. Pelican Pelican is using their speed. I don't think they're particularly fast. Uh, yeah, they have a speed of 50, minus 15 for them. Isn't that 35? 50 minus 15. Yeah, that's 35. 35. So Bald Eagle's gonna absolutely uh, obliterate the Pelican. Yeah, Bald Eagle wins. That's not surprising. Wait, what? I have like three more. Okay. Um, Raven versus Mallard Duck. Raven versus Mallard. It's taking place on land, so I think the Raven's probably gonna win here. So the Raven is using they're using their intelligence. Okay. So they have intelligence of 98 plus 20. I think that's 118. 98 plus 20. Yeah, 118. Okay. And the Mallard is using their. I think if they use their speed, they're probably gonna lose here. And yeah, they use their speed. Okay. 40 plus 5 for land. So that is 45 for the Mallard. So they're probably going to lose here. Oh, cool. So the Mallard actually won. Weird. Okay. And now our second to last round. Uh, the Canada Goose versus the Crane. So Goose versus Crane. Okay, where is it taking place? Second place on land. Okay. The Goose gets to go first. They're using using their intelligence. Not very smart, hosting the battle on land, but no, they have intelligence. Oh, and they have. Okay, well, I guess that was kind of smart of them. Okay, 75 total. And Crane is using their. They're using their strength. So that is 80 plus 25. 80 plus 25 is 105. You're not very smart of the Goose to host a battle on land, but okay, 10, yeah, 105. Oh, and the Goose actually wins it here. Weird. So, Goose wins. So, right there. Okay. And now, Bald Eagle versus Mallard Duck. Uh, Bald Eagle. I'll just put Duck here. Where's it taking place? No. Land. Okay. What's the bald eagle's weapon of choice here? Intelligence. Again. I think it I think that's all they've used today. Uh okay. So 95 uh plus 50. I think that's 145 if I remember correctly. Plus 50. Yeah, 145. 145 and the duck is using their strength. They have a strength of 60 plus 5 for a total of 65. Bald Eagle wins again. Bald Eagle wins. Uh, Final round, and then I think we'll just level them up off camera. But Canada Goose versus Bald Eagle. Goose versus Eagle. It's taking place at on land. Okay, so the goose gets to roll first, actually. So they're using a strength, which is a kind of smart move because it's actually one of their higher stats. Their highest stat, actually. So 75 plus 5 for a total of 80. Okay, and the Eagle's weapon of choice is their intelligence again. I think that's literally all they've used here. And it's not even their highest stat either. It's actually the lowest stat. 95 plus 50, I think. Yeah, 50 is 145. So, what? 145. So, the Eagles probably going to win again here. And yeah, it does look like that's exactly what's happening. So, and the Eagle wins it all. Okay. So, uh, yeah, uh, uh, bye guys.